حسن التأمل بالإله وصال كالجمال يرى ويطلب نبعه كالقرب حين دعاء أم تداعب طفلها وتضمه أملا كما حاجاتنا منا إليك نريد يا
دعوتكما فاستقيما ولا تتبعان سبيل الطيبات فما اختلفوا حتى جاءهم العلم إن ربك يقضي بينهم يوم القيامة فيما كانوا فيه يختلفون وأمرت أن أكون من المؤمنين. Assalamu Alaikum, good morning everyone. I am Jolay and thank you so much for clicking on this video. This video is the self-improving until Ramadan video. Yay! I'm so excited for Ramadan and I cannot believe that it's actually almost here. Allahumma ballighna Ramadan, Ameen. I have 5 minutes left for my class, so I just got ready. And actually, I took a quick 20-minute nap before getting ready because I was about to, faint. I'm not even joking. So I was like, let me just take a quick 20-minute nap and then I will get ready when there's like 20 minutes left for my class. And that's exactly what I did. I am ready. I'm wearing pink today, of course. But my class is from 10 till 12 and then I have lunch break. And then I have another class from 1 to 3. So yeah, I purposely decided to fast and vlog today because I want to show you guys how I'm preparing for Ramadan, because in Ramadan I will obviously have uni classes. So this is like a pre-prep for Ramadan, you know what I mean? And I'm also making up my past fast. So anyways, let's go. It's another gloomy weather. I'm off to class.
Like single track editing, that's how away from the learning we want to do. Already picked up the
So cool. I love this setup, you guys.
Okay.
Now it's lunch break time and I'm going back to my room. I have to pray, I have some dishes to do. And yeah, today's class, actually this morning's class, was really interesting. We did our audiobook recordings in the podcast room, which was very interesting and some cool stuff going on. So yeah, in the afternoon class, I have to edit those recordings and we're gonna edit it on the Adobe Audition. And I've never edited audios before. I've just edited videos, obviously, but hopefully it is easy. But like the professor kind of like showed us how to edit overall, and it looks a little complex, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. It's a gloomy Tuesday in London. I mean, are we surprised? Of course not. But the weather has been quite sunny recently, so I think that's surprising. Hello. Right now it is 3:11 p.m. and I came back from my last class of the day. I just prayed Asr and did my evening adhkar. Actually, afternoon adhkar, right? It's not evening, it's afternoon. I don't know. I have a call at 3:30 p.m. which is like a half an hour call, so probably it's gonna last until 4 p.m. inshallah, and then I will rest until like 4:30ish because Maghrib is at 5 p.m. So until like 4:30 or 4:40 I'm gonna rest. I'm not gonna lie, I am feeling very tired and I just cannot wait to lie down on my bed. So yeah, that's the update so far. I got my green tea, and now finally it is time to chill. Wow, I feel like today was so productive, and this is like the perfect start to my self-improving until Ramadan challenge, because today, alhamdulillah, I managed to pray all 5 salahs mostly on time actually, and I also had a productive but slow morning. I did my Quran journaling, recited Quran, and I just feel really good. Plus I also fasted. I'm making my making up my past fasts, so it was like a really good kind of pre-Ramadan prep for me in terms of fasting. I feel like I've been saying this a lot lately, but it is my first Ramadan spending away from home alone on my own with university classes, because for the past 2 Ramadans, I believe, actually not even 2 Ramadans, for the past 5 Ramadan, yeah, like for 5 years, my Ramadans were pretty chill because I didn't have classes. I was a homeschooled kid, by the way, in high school, so my classes were online, but they were not as obviously challenging as like in-person classes. So it's actually my first time after a long while having in-person classes in Ramadan. So today I tried out that. Actually, I've been trying out that for a couple days now, and mostly it's going pretty chill, alhamdulillah, so I hope that it will get easier in Ramadan. And now I have to work on my media kit. I'm making myself a media kit. At the same time, I'm just gonna like tune into some, some Sami Yusuf, Maher Zain, love those, and have my cup of tea. I want to finish this ASAP and go to bed because, as you guys saw, this morning I got up at like 5. I had to get up around like 4:30, but then I fell asleep and then I woke up to my mom's video call. So it was 5 when I got up, and I've been up ever since. Well, I tried to take like naps in between, but the nap I took was the one in the morning, like 20 minutes before my morning class, and it wasn't even a nap, bro. Like, I was half asleep, it was like a half nap. Anyways, enough talking. Okay, it is nighttime skincare time. So I don't know if you guys have noticed, but for my skincare, I have been using the Bidali skincare products for a while now actually. And not gonna lie, they are good. It's a Korean beauty brand. Okay, actually the thing is, this one is not going. It's not like acne or anything. It's basically just an acne spot because when I put my hand, it feels like a smooth surface of skin, but it looks like I have an acne there, right? Anyways, I got bored of my skincare routine, so I will be using different products right now. Because I have like a lot of skincare products, you guys. Most of them are Korean beauty. I think all of them are Korean beauty. Yeah, so I'm gonna go back to my Atomi foam cleanser. If you guys don't know, this is my OG and it's one of my favorite cleansers ever, and I'll be using this now. And then for toner, again, this is also my OG as well. It's the Anua's Partly 77% soothing toner, and it is also really good. And then I'm just gonna put on cream moisturizer. That's it actually. I don't want to do a lot on my skin at the moment, so yeah. I feel like the way to tell if a person is organized or not is their toothpaste, how they use their toothpaste. I do like that, you guys. I cannot squeeze it from the middle. No, it should be like slowly finishing the bottle, if that makes sense. Open it, my hands are slippery. Alright guys, so it is now 10 p.m. and I am off to bed. I cannot wait to sleep because today definitely felt like more than 24 hours long for me. But alhamdulillah, it was indeed a very productive day and a good start to preparing for Ramadan. Oh, by the way, I was planning to do Ramadan shopping today and I forgot about that. Oh my gosh. I'm looking on like some cute little Ramadan decorations for my dorm room. I don't want to like over exaggerate and like, you know, get a lot of Ramadan decorations because it is a dorm room. I just want to pick out some like minimal Ramadan pieces and just bring the Ramadan vibe and spirit into my dorm. And also I do want to include it in my Ramadan preparation video, inshallah. But yeah, I think I will do that tomorrow, hopefully, inshallah. But the other day I just went through AliExpress and I actually have my eyes on a couple of products, but let's see, inshallah. I have no idea how my hijab looks right now. I look like an egg, I know, but I don't care. I'm happy with that, you know, so yay. Anyways, thank you guys so much for coming along with me today. I hope this video motivated you and this is your sign to start preparing for Ramadan mentally, physically, environmentally, you know, decorate your space. And yeah, Ramadan is almost here. Allahumma balighna Ramadan. Ameen. Stay safe and stay blessed. See you guys in the next video. And now is tafakkur session. Ma'asalam. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد Assalamu Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to another tafakkur session and the second episode of a little series that is special for Ramadan, in which we will get to learn more about some important Islamic figures. The first one was Khadija radiallahu anha. Make sure to watch that, which is the previous vlog. And today we're going to do the second one. And obviously, after Khadija radiallahu anha, the second woman I look up to is Aisha radiallahu anha. She is another very strong woman in Islam. Actually, she is truly known for how just she was, how smart she was, and how honest she was. Aisha radiallahu anha was very honest in her words, and whatever she had in her mind, she would just, you know, say it out loud without any fear, by only trusting in Allah, subhanallah. Again, I obviously took some notes and it's gonna be here on my iPad. Aisha bint Abu Bakr radiallahu anha was a significant figure in early Islamic history, being the wife of Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. Her life was marked by numerous important moments and profound contributions to Islam. Aisha radiallahu anha was born in Mecca around the year 613 to Abu Bakr radiallahu anha. We do know that he is our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam's best friend, a very close companion of him alayhi salatu wasalam. And he is also the first Khalif at the same time. And she was also born to Ruman. So I feel like this is one thing we don't know a lot about. Aisha radiallahu anha's father is Abu Bakr. We are very familiar with that fact. But her mother, we don't know her. Or at least I didn't know who her mother was until, you know, now, like researching her life. Her mother was Ruman. Aisha radiallahu anha's birth date is debated, but is generally placed between 608 to 613. She belonged to the Quraysh tribe. Her father Abu Bakr was one of the Prophet's early supporters and played a crucial role in the early days of Islam. The next topic we're going to talk about is her marriage to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Aisha's marriage to the Prophet ﷺ was arranged when she was very young. Now, when it comes to her age when she was marrying to Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, I don't want to debate about that a lot, but one thing I want all of us to put in our mind is that Prophet Muhammad ﷺ lived a life that was connected only to Allah's command. Whatever he lived, it was commands of Allah. He never did anything out of his desires. Like from the moment he was born till the moment he died, everything he went through was Allah's words and commands. He did nothing outside of his command. And marrying Aisha radiallahu anha was also one of the most important commands of Allah to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So I want us to not forget that. I want us to fully comprehend that, because just like we believe that the Quran is Allah's word and it got revealed to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we also need to believe that him marrying Aisha radiallahu anha was also a command of Allah. And I also want us Muslims to not forget that Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was the kindest, purest, most loving, most merciful human being to ever live in this life, in this world. So obviously, when it comes to marrying Aisha radiallahu anha, whatever some people assume, negative assumings, they are wrong. They are completely wrong, and we as Muslims should be completely against that. I feel like the reason why, well, it's my opinion, obviously Allah knows the best, but I like to share my thoughts with you guys. And I also got this thought from my sister, because we love talking about, deep topics. And so, yeah, when we were just thinking deeply about the marriage of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and Aisha radiallahu anha, my sister shared something really interesting to me. She was like, the reason why Allah wanted Prophet Muhammad ﷺ to marry a young woman while he was getting closer to his death was because he ﷺ needed someone young and very, very close to him that would know everything about him, including his personal habits, so that when he dies, that person who was close to him will share all those facts about Prophet Muhammad ﷺ to the rest of the ummah, because his sunnahs should be our lifestyle as well. Not only the Quran, not only the words of Allah, his sunnahs ﷺ should also be our lifestyle, a part of our life. Not only smiling to strangers or giving sadaqah or those kind of stuff are his sunnah, but also most important sunnah of him, the most important habits of him is the way he used to be with his family, the way he used to live in his house where sahabas cannot see him. Only who can see him? Well, he is in his house, obviously, his wife. And obviously, for that role, the best would be for him to marry a young and intelligent woman. Obviously, Allah knows the best. And Aisha radiallahu anha was perfect for that. She was young, she was intelligent. And even after Prophet Muhammad ﷺ died, because Aisha radiallahu anha was young, she spreaded all his sunnahs and all his hadiths for years and years. I don't know if that makes sense, but overall, the reason why I feel like Prophet Muhammad ﷺ had to marry a young woman by the command of Allah is because upon his death, there had to be someone young, intelligent, courageous to spread his personal life habits as well to the ummah, to the sahaba, so that people won't go astray from the right path even after Prophet Muhammad ﷺ died, if that makes sense. But obviously, wallahu a'lam. Now, coming to the story of the marriage was celebrated with much joy, and Aisha became the Prophet's youngest wife. It is said that she was very intelligent, inquisitive, and strong-willed, which made her one of the Prophet's closest confidants. Now, coming to a very important role of Aisha radiallahu anha, she was a key hadith narrator. Aisha radiallahu anha is one of the most prolific narrators of hadith. She narrated over 2,200 hadiths, and many of them have been compiled in collections like Sahih al-Bukhari and Sahih al-Muslim. If you take an eye on the hadiths that she narrated, most of them are about Prophet Muhammad ﷺ's super personal and private habits. And who can only know those? Obviously, his wife can only know that. For example, the best person to know my mom in this entire world is my dad. Why? Because they live together. They know each other's everything, obviously, right? So the same applies to obviously Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and Aisha radiallahu anha. And the reason why she was young when she married is, again, because even after Prophet Muhammad ﷺ died, she lived for a long time, and after his death, her biggest job was to spread his hadiths, to spread his daily habits, how he used to be when he was around his family, when he was around his wife, how he used to take shower, how he used to do ghusl, how he used to take ablution, how he used to pray, how he used to eat, and all those very detailed habits of him could only be narrated by someone who was closest to him, who even lived with him underneath the same roof. And who was that? Obviously, his wife, his youngest wife, Aisha radiallahu anha. Now, coming to her role in early Islam, Aisha's father, Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, accompanied the Prophet ﷺ during the Hijrah from Mecca to Medina in 622. Aisha herself did not participate in the migration, but was later instrumental in shaping early Islamic society. Aisha participated in various key events of Islamic history. The Battle of Badr. Aisha was not directly involved in the Battle of Badr, but she supported the Muslim forces. The Battle of Uhud. Aisha's involvement was indirect. She was in Medina helping with the wounded, but her presence in the battle is significant in understanding the challenges faced by Muslim women at the time. I can already imagine of how she was just roaming around from one side to another, helping the wounded, helping Muslim women, encouraging them to stand strong, to trust in Allah. She was just a very strong, just, and very intelligent woman. Now, Aisha radhiyallahu anha, in her life, there is a very interesting story which has a powerful lesson in it and also shows how patient, how pure, and just how strong of a woman she was. There is this incident called the incident of the slander in Aisha radhiyallahu anha's life, which it is assumed that occurred in year 627. So the story is, during an expedition, Aisha was left behind by the army due to an accidental delay. She was later found by a man named Safwan ibn al-Mu'attal, and the two made their way back to the camp together. Some people spread false rumors of an affair, accusing Aisha of infidelity. Of course, there are always fitna everywhere among Muslims, even in the time of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This really makes me angry. How can one spread fitna about Aisha radhiyallahu anha? I still cannot comprehend that. But anyways, moving on. This led to a period of great distress for Aisha and the Prophet ﷺ. But after a revelation from Allah cleared her name, she was exonerated. This incident is recorded in the Quran in Surah An-Nur. So let's take a look at Surah An-Nur between verses 11 and 20, because in those verses, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala cleared our mother Aisha's name, radhiyallahu anha. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Indeed, those who came up with that outrageous slander are a group of you. Do not think this is bad for you. Rather, it is good for you. They will be punished, each according to their share of the sin. As for their mastermind, he will suffer a tremendous punishment. See, it already Allah says that I know not only the group who spreaded this false information about Aisha radhiyallahu anha, but I also know the mastermind, the one who came up with this evil thought. Moving on with the verses. If only the believing men and women had thought well of one another when you heard this rumor and said this is clearly an outrageous slander. So here Allah also kind of says that yes, it is completely wrong that this group and their mastermind spreaded this false rumor, but at the same time, the believing men and women are also a bit wrong, mistaken, because they should have, stood still and say, no, this is wrong. She is al-Mu'mineen, the mother of the believers, and how can we expect her to do that? May Allah forbid. But instead, I think they, kind of believed in the rumor. Why did they not produce 4 witnesses? Now, since they have failed to produce witnesses, they are truly liars in the sight of Allah. Had it not been for Allah's grace and mercy upon you in this world and the hereafter, you would have certainly been touched with a tremendous punishment for what you plunged into, when you passed it from one tongue to the other, and said with your mouths what you had no knowledge of, taking it lightly while it is extremely serious in the sight of Allah. Oh my God, these verses are, I don't know, even I got scared from these verses. I cannot even imagine those who spreaded these rumors back then when they heard these verses. Didn't they, feel scary? If only you had said upon hearing it, how can we speak about such a thing? Glory be to you, O Lord. This is a heinous slander. Allah forbids you from ever doing something like this again if you are true believers. And Allah makes His commandments clear to you, for Allah is all-knowing, all-wise. Indeed, those who love to see indecency spread among the believers will suffer a painful punishment in this life and the hereafter. Allah knows and you do not know. Would you have suffered had it not been for Allah's grace and mercy upon you, and had Allah not been ever gracious, most merciful? Subhanallah. This story is beautiful actually, you guys, because first of all, I cannot even imagine how terrified Aisha radhiyallahu anha was. I mean, I'm sure she held herself very strong outwardly, but inside only Allah knows what she felt, what kind of thoughts she had, how scared she was, and I feel like it's one of the most awful thing a woman can go through. We already know how Maryam alayhi salam also went through a very similar situation, you know. Hers was giving birth to a baby, you know, but she was virgin still, like she was still virgin, but no one believed in her, and everyone also started spreading rumors about her. And Aisha radiallahu anha, she was just coming back with a man, and because of that, I still cannot believe that Muslims spread rumors about her. This is a perfect example that Islam is perfect and Muslims aren't. And isn't it so beautiful that Allah, like Rabb as-samawati wal ard, He was the only one standing by Aisha radiallahu anha's side, with not only one verse that cleared up her name, but with 10 verses. Surah An-Nur from verse 11 till verse 20. Okay, 9 verses. But still, like, He not only cleared up her name, but He also kind of like comforted her, telling her that no worries, I'm going to punish them. No worries, I know who they are, and I know the first one to come up with this evil thought. Be calm, Aisha. Like, I can't even imagine how comforted and how relieved she felt after these blessed verses of Allah was revealed. And obviously Allah knows the best, but unfortunately the Muslims, you guys, they're still the same. Years have passed, we are living in 2025 now, but unfortunately we are still the same. If today in a Muslim household, if a virgin, clean, pure woman, or a married woman, doesn't matter if they're virgin or not, but if a clean, pure, believing woman gets caught with another man who is a non-mahram, I'm sure that Muslims will spread rumors about them as well, unfortunately, because obviously it's because of shaitan, but also it's because of them listening to shaitan's whispers. But you guys, we should keep in mind that it is a very big sin to spread rumors, false or not. Doesn't matter if the rumor is false or not, just spreading rumor is a big sin. We can clearly understand that from Surah An-Nur verses between 11 to 20. Anyways, let's move on to another important incident that happened in Aisha radiallahu anha's life, which is called the Battle of Camel. One of the most significant and dramatic events in Aisha's life was her involvement in the Battle of the Camel, which took place in 656. This battle occurred shortly after the assassination of the third Khalif, Uthman ibn Affan, which led to a major division in the Muslim community. Aisha, along with 2 other prominent companions, Talha and Zubayr, led an army in opposition to the newly appointed Khalif Ali ibn Abi Talib in a bid for justice for Uthman. The battle resulted in a confrontation between 2 groups, but neither side emerged as a clear victor, and many lives were lost. Aisha's involvement in this conflict was later a source of regret for her, and she withdrew from political affairs thereafter, focusing on spreading knowledge and guiding for the Muslim community. So from here we can also learn that she was also into politics. Yes, until this battle, she was actually into politics, you guys. Wow. Honestly. After, learning more of Khadija radiallahu anha and Aisha radiallahu anha, I feel, first of all, I feel very motivated. And second of all, I feel like I'm literally doing nothing. Like, for real, you guys. Because they were so high, knowledgeable, smart. One was a businesswoman, the other was in politics. Subhanallah, guys, subhanallah. They were not only the wives of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, but they were also like really big and important people, you guys. But, after this battle, she stopped, being in politics, because politics is toxic, but then she still moved on with spreading knowledge and guiding the Muslim community. Subhanallah. Now, coming to her role after the Prophet's death. After the death of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ in 632, Aisha played an active role in the political and social life of the early Muslim community. She was a strong and outspoken woman in her own right, and her knowledge of Islamic jurisprudence made her a key figure in the development of Islamic law. I feel angry right now, you guys. I feel mad towards our Muslim elders. Not all of them, obviously, but those who only speak about men in Islam, about marriage, about how women must just sit in her house until 18, and after 18 they should just get married to whomever their father wants to, and then as soon as they're married they should give birth, and hopefully give birth to a son, a boy, and then raise that boy, and then just be the slave of, her husband. Even if they talk about women, that's all that they talk about. Marriage, that's it. But why don't we know about these? You guys, wallahi, I am 19 now. I'm going to turn 20, which is mind-blowing and crazy. But anyways, I'm going to turn 20. And just now, for the past 2 weeks, I'm learning these. I had no idea about this. I had no idea that Aisha radiallahu anha was in politics. I had no idea about that. In my 20 years of freaking life, I had no idea about this. Why? Why didn't our elders teach us about these important people? We have no idea about the big Islamic scholars like Ibn Sina, Ibn Rushd, Ibn Khaldun, Al-Zahrawi, or others like Rumi. We barely even know their lives. But no, oh my god, a sister is wearing a coat above her abaya. That is wrong, that is haram. What? Like, there is more about those, you guys. I just don't understand. Like, obviously, I can understand there, people can make mistakes, but I don't think that this is mistake. I don't think that us, our elders not teaching us about these people are mistakes. Don't come and tell me, oh, maybe they didn't know. They should have known, you guys. They should have done researches just like I'm doing right now, just like maybe you are doing right now. But no, they blindfoldedly just followed their fathers. And who blindfoldedly followed their fathers? Yahudis. Allah literally tells it in the Quran a lot of times. The Yahudis, right? The Jews, they followed their fathers. That is what they did, right? And that is what unfortunately Muslims are doing. They're just following their elders. They're just following what they have been taught. But they never question that. Even if we are born Muslims, every Muslim in their life, they go through a period of time where Allah leads them to question, out of enthusiasm, of course, out of enthusiasm of, why am I living this life? What is my purpose? Why am I a Muslim? Not in a bad way, out of enthusiasm, out of gaining knowledge, to learn more about themselves. And I also went through that. I'm still going through that. We were taught that if we don't pray, Allah will hate us. We were taught that if we don't fast, Allah will punish us. We thought that if we don't recite Quran, it's the end of the world. We're done. We will never enter Jannah, right? I don't know, you guys. It's very deep. But I'm very mad that we were never taught of these, beautiful stories of important people in Islam. And this is the main reason why I wanted to make my tafakkur sessions like this for Ramadan, like a tafakkur session where we will be just pondering about the important Islamic figures, their lives, their teachings, the lessons we should get from their lives. Anyways, moving on, she was involved in a dispute over who would lead the Muslim community after the death of the Prophet ﷺ. While she supported Abu Bakr's appointment as the first Khalif, she later became a central figure in the debates surrounding the Khalifate, especially after the assassination of Uthman and during the reign of Ali radiallahu anhu. Despite the turmoil, Aisha never stopped sharing the knowledge she had learned from the Prophet ﷺ. Her role as a teacher and scholar helped preserve many traditions and practices in Islam. Coming to her death, Aisha passed away in 678 at the age of 65. She was buried in Jannat al-Baqi, the famous cemetery in Medina. Her death marked the end of an era in Islamic history, but her legacy as a scholar, narrator of hadith, and influential figure continues to this day. And little do we know about that, don't we? Come on, let's be honest, you guys. We barely even know about her teachings. We don't even know what kind of hadiths she narrated. We know that she narrated 2,200 hadiths, but do we truly know those hadiths? We don't. Oh, but no, hey, we should not go outside of our house. We should cover our chests. We should close our eyes. We should look down. We should obey men. Those are the only stuff that they taught us. For the past 2 episodes, this one and the last one, didn't you notice a very common, a very common thing between Aisha radiallahu anha and Khadija radiallahu anha? Both of them were strong women, honest women who could speak out without any fear, only fear of Allah. Women who were courageous, women who knew their worth, who knew their place. One was businesswoman and the other was in politics. See, And Allah chose these two women, you guys. Allah chose them. It was not coincidence. Allah chose these women, knowing very well that both of them are women who can stand up on their own feet, women who can, support only justice just by fearing Allah and without anyone else. There's a reason why Allah chose Khadija radiallahu anha and Aisha radiallahu anha for this ummah. If Allah wanted, He could have chosen women who were stuck in their house, who were just very shy and very even if they want to speak out, they cannot speak out. Why? Because they fear their mom, their dad, because they fear men. Allah could have chosen those kind of women, but no, He purposefully chose Aisha and Khadija radiallahu anha. Think deeply about this. Sorry, I know I'm a little more of very serious in this type of recession, but I don't know, I don't want Muslim women to not know their worth. Actually, not just Muslim women, generally Muslims. I don't want us actually to not know our worth. We should seek knowledge. Knowledge is truly the best blessing one can ever have, because knowledge means guidance, and guidance comes through Allah, you guys. Now moving on, Aisha's intellect and sharp memory were widely recognized. She once recited poetry and debates with other companions. Her ability to recall the details of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ life was legendary. In addition to her scholarly contributions, Aisha was also known for her leadership skills. Her role during the Battle of the Camel demonstrates her courage, though she later expressed remorse for the bloodshed that occurred and chose to focus on teaching and guiding others in a peaceful manner. Aisha was deeply devoted to the Prophet ﷺ. She had a unique and intimate relationship with him, and her deep love for him can be seen in her narrations of his actions and sayings. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was very fun with Aisha radiallahu anha. They used to do races, they used to joke with each other a lot. They used to play games, and I remember this one story about Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and Aisha radiallahu anha. They were watching something really interesting, some type of show, very interesting show was happening in the city, and Prophet Muhammad ﷺ went to that show with Khadija radiallahu anha, and Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was in front, Aisha radiallahu anha was right behind him, but because Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was tall, she couldn't see what was happening in the show, what was happening there. And therefore she was mad because she cannot see anything. And Prophet Muhammad ﷺ noticed that, and he obviously went a little down for her, and then Aisha radiallahu anha put her head on his shoulder, and that's how she watched the show, and they watched it together. SubhanAllah, that is beautiful. And another story is that I believe, if I don't remember wrong, they were traveling with the caravan, and Aisha radiallahu anha lost her necklace, which was very dear to her. She loved her necklace. It was very important to her. And obviously, accessories are important for us women, okay? And when Prophet Muhammad ﷺ noticed that his beloved wife, Aisha, lost her necklace, he stopped the whole caravan, you guys. The whole traveling group, he stopped them just to find Aisha radiallahu anha's necklace. Beautiful. Overall, you guys, the lessons we should take from Aisha radiallahu anha's life is very clear actually. Be courageous, be honest, and always know your worth. I feel like the incident of the slander is a perfect example for us, that always know your worth and always trust in Allah wholeheartedly. If you are among the honest ones, among those who know their worth, Allah will clear your name and cover you up, even when those who you thought that were closest to you abandoned you. Only Allah is there for you. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. Always seek knowledge, always spread the truth, and never lose hope in Allah's mercy. And whatever you do, do it only for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And yeah, now we have come to the end of another tafakkur session. It was lovely to know about Aisha radiallahu anha. And again, I'm making the same dua that I made in the last tafakkur session. I hope that we will be in Jannah, inshallah, and when we are in Jannah, we'll get to talk about all these with Aisha radiallahu anha herself. Ameen, Ya Rab, Ameen. I hope that we will have tea parties with her. with her and Khadija radiallahu anha and other, important, believing women. And I don't know, you guys. Thank you so much for listening to this tafakkur session. And if you have come until this point, I think this tafakkur session is going to be very long. But sorry if I went a little harsh, you guys. But I had to say it out loud, because literally that's how I learned from Aisha radiallahu anha. But overall, I just wanted to tell that I'm not trying to say that, fasting, reciting the Quran, praying five times a day is not important. It is important. Those are the most important worshippings. But what I'm trying to say is, besides them, those worshippings, seeking knowledge, learning more about these people are also important. May Allah guide us to the right path until our last breath. May He protect us from all kinds of fitna of this dunya, the fitna of our nafs and the evil whispers of shaitan. And may He increase us in knowledge, and especially in Islamic knowledge. Stay safe, stay blessed. May Allah protect you all. Ma'as salam, and bye.